Hello, welcome back to Little Kodaks. Today I am going to show you guys something that is not a Kodak camera, but it has something to do with the Kodak camera, and it all comes down to this little guy. This is Agfa's rapid film system, and you might be saying, well, that kind of looks like a 35mm cartridge. Well, it's similar. It did take 35mm film, but it did not have the core that it would roll up onto inside. It is just a shell that the film would go into and roll up. This is one of Agfa's cameras, the ISO Rapid 1, and it used the rapid film system. You can see right in there that one of the cartridges would go there and the other cartridge would go here, and as you spun it, it would advance the film, so it would bring that 35mm film across the plane. And it also had a back plate here that would hold that film right where you needed it. So let me show you. This is one of the boxes from November of 1970 that had this Agfa film inside of it. And inside of here, you get this film canister. CNS Rapid for color prints. Replace film in this cam and returning for processing. And it was a product of Germany. Inside here, here's the film. You can see it's made in Germany. It had the film type punched out of the film leader there, and it looks a little bit different on the end than a normal 35mm film, but it is 35mm film inside there. And it would just pop in the back here, and then your take up side would go here, and you would just feed it inside there. And that's it. When it was here, all this was held down, and it would advance that film into that other cartridge. And that is the Agfa Rapid Film System. Bam, you're ready to shoot. I'm going to show you a couple other neat little things about this film. Get this guy out, and you can just put it back in there. Keep them for safekeeping. This little cartridge is pretty cool. Little canister that it came in. So in 1963, Kodak came out with the 126 Kodapak Instamatic cartridge, and it was super easy to use. You just drop it in your camera and you're ready to shoot. Probably the easiest film system that Kodak ever made. I mean, it was from 1963, and they kept making these until the 1990s even, and like the last cameras were produced in the 80s. But for this 126 to last that long, it must have been pretty good. In 1964, the following year, Agfa came out with the rapid film system, and it was a competitor to the Instamatic 126 cartridge. It didn't last long. These guys were only produced until the mid-60s. So it was a little bit easier than 35mm film, but really it wasn't that much easier. They thought that they had a cool thing that they were releasing. Funny thing is that in 1963, when Kodak released this, Agfa had the great idea, hey, you know what? In the 1930s to 40s, we had a system really similar to that, and it was the Carrot rapid film system, which looked almost identical to this. Used the same 35mm film. Back in the day, they called it 135 film, and that was the Carrot rapid film system was from 1936 to about 1948. Even before that, in 1927, Ansco had the memo cassette. And Ansco and Agfa, they merged in 1928. So Agfa kind of got that cartridge system from Ansco in 1928, the year after they made it. And then that came back in the 60s as the rapid film system. There was another one called the SL system. I don't really know too much about that, but it was kind of a knockoff of the rapid film system. Another neat thing about this is this little tab right here. So this tab, when you put it into the camera, would tell the cameras what the film speed was. This one doesn't have an electronic eye on it, so it didn't really need to adjust the shutter. It was just always the same speed here, but it had a little catch on this side. So when you put your fresh rapid film cartridge in, it would press down, and these tabs were different sizes, and that would tell the camera what the film speed was and adjust accordingly. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but the Kodak 126 cartridge had a similar system, and it was in this little film notch right here. Not film notch, but this little notch in the plastic cartridge. And I am going to show you inside a couple of Kodak's Instamatic cameras where that sensor connected. So this is a Instamatic 400, and it has an electronic eye. And inside here, let me get a little toothpick so you guys can see it. There's a little metal bar right there. See that guy? And when you put the film cartridge in, that little indentation would fall on this little pin, and it would tell the camera what your film speed was. So this is the 400. It's an earlier version. Later version was this Instamatic 414. It also had a electronic eye here. This was one of the more modern ones. And this guy didn't have a pin, but it has a little piece of metal here that's stuck up. It's like a flat piece of metal, and that would get depressed when you put that cartridge in. And then when that got depressed, it would adjust the internals of the cameras. So it wasn't really a computer, but it was mechanical, and it served the same purpose. So that was what I wanted to show you guys today, was this cool little Agfa rapid film system in comparison to the Instamatic 126 cartridge. Tell me what you think. I know that this guy was super easy to use and everybody loved it, but this was also kind of cool. I hope you liked my video. If you did, hit that like button. You can hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And until next time, have a great day.